Hello. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Hi, Uplin Brown. How are you? So we want to discuss a few things here. We have all executive orders, at least most of them that were signed yesterday. And we want to discuss those executive orders and, just have an insight on what is going on. I'm going to share my screen here. Okay, let me share first of all my screen so we can get right into it. Okay. Yeah, let's start with this one. Okay, executive order. Protecting the meaning and value of American citizenship. Okay, this was issued yesterday, executive order signed by President Trump yesterday with ending birthright citizenship. Three things you need to know about this. The first one, it's not going to be applied in retrospection. Meaning what? Meaning that they're not going to go after people who already got their citizenship um, by virtue of being born in the United States to undocumented parents. No, it's not going like that. Moving forward, okay? 30 days from the date the executive order was signed by President Trump, that's when it's going to start applying. In other words, DHS, the Department of Human Health, will not issue a birth certificate saying U.S. citizen. You know what I mean? Um, unless it's challenged in court, which is already challenged in court. And basically, what they're seeking is an injunction on it so that they can stay that executive order while they're trying to go with this litigation. But remember, the Supreme Court is very conservative, right? This Supreme Court right now is very conservative. Most likely they're not. They might side with this current president. So this is just something to keep in mind. But anyway, the third thing to know: children that are born on the American soil to parents who are undocumented. Um, if one of the parent is not a U.S. citizen or a lawful permanent resident, that child will not get the U.S. citizenship. Even if this executive order is really broad, right? It even goes after parents who are lawfully present in terms of they have TPS, they have F1 visa valid, visitor visa valid. As long as the other parent is not a U.S. citizen or a lawful permanent resident, that child will not be a U.S. citizen. Effective February 19. Okay. If a child is born today, that's no problem. If a child is born between now and February 18, no problem. But on February 19, it's finito, unless challenge uh, in court, and unless the people who are challenging this in court, if they can get a stay on that executive order, then we can hope that they're going to issue those birth certificates until otherwise, right? So this is the biggest news going on right now. Let me talk to you about this lawsuit, okay? So ACLU filed lawsuit against Trump order that seeks to end birthright citizenship. So they filed a lawsuit. A collection of advocacy group led by the American Civil Liberties Union filed a federal lawsuit late Monday challenging President Donald Trump's executive order to halt the automatic granting of citizenship to children born in the United States. Um, Trump signed his order to deny citizenship to children whose mother were unlawfully present in the United States when they were born, and the father wasn't a citizen or lawful permanent resident, or when the mother presence was lawful but temporary, and then our father wasn't a citizen or lawful permanent resident. You see, even if the mother is lawfully present, as long as this is a temporary lawful status or just any type of status that is temporary, a work visa or something like that, that long as the other parent is not a lawful permanent resident or a U.S. citizen, that that child will not be a U.S. citizen effective February 19th. But they already filed a lawsuit, okay? So legal experts again said the order is in conflict with the 14th Amendment to the Constitution, okay? And yeah, goes on and goes on and goes on. You can read it, but they already filed a lawsuit. So we are there. We are here up for a battle, okay? This 4 years with President Trump is really going to be hectic in terms of litigation. This is going to be the litigated federal, I mean, it's going to be the litigated United States of America. Everything that's going to be just litigation, litigation, litigation. Hopefully we win in court. That's it. That's the only thing we can hope for, to win in court. That's why it's important to have a lawyer who has federal skills in order to defend you in federal court, because everything is going to be litigation at this point. From this point moving forward, this is how hectic those 4 years are going to be. So let me stop right here, take some questions, then we're going to go to other executive order. This is the main one because this was just shocking. Anyway, so let's take questions first, then we'll move on. Okay, we have the birthright citizenship will not go through. I hope so too, because they already filed a lawsuit, and the goal is to stay the executive order, which simply means that put an injunction on it until litigation comes to its fruition, until the end of the litigation process. So that's what we're hoping with this lawsuit. Let's see how it goes. Good day, attorney. For my I-751 appointment, I show a notification saying new court is being produced. What does that mean? Yeah, it means they're giving you, did you file for I-751? And then it means they're giving you they agree with you, meaning they're giving you your 10 years. So that's what it simply means. If they say new card is being produced, it means they're giving you, yes. Okay, and you went to the interview, now you look online, you see it says a new card is being produced. It simply means that now they're giving you your 10 years green card, that's it. Okay? Yeah, congratulations, you're done with this. You're done with this nonsense. Because it's just gonna be litigation. You're done with this nonsense. At least you're done with this nonsense, right? So yeah, that's what it simply means. Because when I see new cards being produced, it simply means they're producing a new card. If it's an application for a green card, just know it's a new green card. If it's a work permit application, it's a new work permit. That's what it simply means. Okay. So what else? Let's move along. Let me share the screen again so we can go over other executive orders. I just wanted to mention this birthright citizenship because this is major, right? Because a lot of people who are here undocumented are married or not married, but they're going to have children. So what is the future of the children? This is a huge issue, okay? This is really huge. That's why I wanted to start with that. 3 things you really have to know. It doesn't apply retroactively. They're not going backward, okay? It's going to be applied moving forward. If you already have your children, they're already born a U.S. citizen, this doesn't apply to you, okay? Let's just put this one like to rest. moving forward, starting February, even if the child is born today, it doesn't apply to you. This is going to start on February 19, moving forward. And really, that's so unfortunate, because even if the parent is lawfully present, it's just not going to work so long as one of the parent is not a U.S. citizen or a lawful permanent resident. But the good news is that a lawsuit has already been filed in federal court, and you know litigation takes time. They go to federal court. If they don't win, they go to the Court of Appeals, and if they don't win, then they get the Supreme Court to hear the case. But remember, this Supreme Court right now is very conservative. We don't know which way they're going to side. We just hope for the best. But I'm going to update you on the litigation of this one, because once they issue a stay on that executive order, I'll let you know for sure. That's why you need to follow me on TikTok, because I'm breaking news on TikTok like never before. There's a news, I'm breaking it. There's a news, I'm breaking it. Because by the time I come here for live, maybe I don't have time to do those live sessions, because I have clients to attend to, you know what I mean? So I might have 2 minutes to break the news on TikTok. So that's why you need to follow me on TikTok. And if TikTok gets banned again, go back again on YouTube and Instagram. Okay? Any more questions before we move on to those other executive orders? Okay. We say finally I'm expecting a baby in April and have a master hearing for my 42B in June. In April. I hope this doesn't affect your child, right? We hope so. Maybe they'll have a stay on it. In the time being, until birthright is repealed, will it apply? Yeah, until if they don't put a stay on it, then it's gonna apply for people starting February 19. All the child that are born on February 19 and moving onward, moving forward, then if one of the parents is not either lawful permanent resident or U.S. citizen, it's gonna apply to them, unless the court put a stay on that executive order, because the court has power. You see, the court has one judge can decide. That's it. Just like they decided on DACA and they decided on a lot of people. One judge can decide, and that's it. Court has power. How about baby born before January when executive order was signed? Parent employment. It doesn't apply to them. Remember, it's going to start on February 19. It doesn't apply to anybody who's born before. Okay? So that means the child is stateless. Yes, the child is stateless, but the child has parents. They're going to go with the citizenship of their parents. That's what they want to say, really. So, yeah. For the purpose of deportation, it's like the child is stateless, but the child has parents. Are the parents of the child just going to leave their child here? I don't think so, right? So that's what they're trying to reason. That's the reasoning, okay? So, what else? Yeah, let's move on to the other stuff, because we have like 16 stuff going on. Let me just share my screen so we can move along. Yeah, let me share my screen so we can move along. Okay, so yeah, we have how many? 16 policies already going on. Let me, no, I'm not gonna refresh. Okay, CBP ends this we already talked about yesterday. The app where people at the border are going to, they usually go there to register themselves for the purpose of applying for asylum at the border. That app is gone because Trump has closed the border. That's it. And then CBP is going back to use the term alien to describe non-citizen and migrant instead of non-citizen. Okay, they're gonna use alien. here they're holding back on Trump, sorry, on Biden policies, pretty much canceling a lot of policies. I can click on this one. Okay. Yeah, President Trump issues executive order resenting dozens of executive orders and action taken during the previous administration. Okay, they're resetting all the other Biden policies. For example, the one that was signed on January 2021, revision of civil immigration enforcement policy and priority. This is the Dolly memo, I believe, priority enforcement. The Dolly memo is gone. This is crazy. Executive order signed on February 2021, creating a comprehensive, this one, the one that was giving people some type of layout in terms of seeking asylum at the border, it's gone. This one too, the one that was signed on February 2nd, 2021, reunification of family. Yeah, the humanitarian parole for reunification of family is gone. This one, restoring faith in our immigration system, effort in New America, this one is gone. All the rebuilding program to resettle refugee. Yeah, the refugee, it's like really, they're cutting really the refugee resettlement program. They just want to get rid of it. Yeah. So they resent a lot of policies that were issued, executive orders that were issued under Biden. Okay. What else? Declaring a national emergency at the border that we talked about yesterday, protecting the American people against invasion, really. But anyway, so yeah, that's why they're securing our border. That's why they're sending troops at the border. This one, realigning the United States refugee admission program. This one, that's one they're cutting really on the refugee settlement. Okay, President Trump signed an executive order directing that entry into United States for refugee under this program be suspended. Effective, this is like a travel ban almost, right? Effective January 27, 2025. The order further instruction to the Secretary of Homeland Security submitting a report within 90 days and every 90 days advising the president whether resumption of entry of refugees in the United States will be in the interest of the United States. Okay. So refugee program, the resettlement program has been suspended until further notice. Yeah, so starting January 27. He wanted to cut back on that, but I guess he's just done with it. It's going to be case by case basis. Yeah, they're going to start building the wall again, I guess. Border, everything like pretty much asylum at the border as we know it, it's gone. To deploy personnel, yeah, they're gonna a lot of military at the border. Okay. Sign executive order directing it to end, catch, and release and detain non-citizen until removal. This is major. Because remember at the border it used to be when you get arrested, they might release you on parole, then you can attend those immigration court hearing. But now it says no, you're gonna be detained until your removal proceedings are done. Okay. Take all appropriate to detain to the fullest extent permitted by law alien apprehended for violation of immigration law until their successful removal from the United States. So let's say somebody who's undocumented, right? Either at the border or anywhere else. If you get apprehended by ICE, they're going to detain that individual until the removal proceedings are done. You know how it's like you're at home, but you still have court hearings. What they're saying now is that they're just going to put you in removal, pretty much expedite removal, and they're done with you. Once your case has been fully adjudicated, even if you appeal, it's still in detention until the case is until the final decision. So basically, securing the border, right? Usually this applies to people to the border, but with this current administration, they might do it even for people who are here or inside. Take all appropriate action to detain to the fullest extent permitted by law aliens apprehended for violation of immigration law until their successful removal from the United States. Section 5 also directs DHS to issue new policy guidance or propose regulation regarding the appropriate and consistent use of lawful detention authority under the INA, Immigration Nationality Act, basically, including the termination of the practice commonly known as catch and release. Yeah, so this is the way it affects people. When people enter at the border, they will arrest you, right? You pass the credible fear interview, then they release you on parole, then you can attend your immigration proceedings, either by humanitarian parole or conditional parole or under order of supervision for you to attend removal proceedings. But now what they're saying is that if you've been apprehended, you'll be in removal until the end of your case. Yeah. But this is gonna extend even for people really. Yeah. Anyway, that's what it means. Some people are texting me. That's why I keep looking. Okay. Okay. This one, protecting the American people against invasion. ICE, CBP, and USA to set their own civil immigration enforcement priority. So basically, they're gonna set their own immigration enforcement priorities. The way we had it, priority number 1, 2, 3, if you're not a criminal, you're not a priority, stuff like that. I guess this government's giving the power to ICE, the CBP, and USCIS to set their own priority guidelines, okay? Guaranteeing the state's protection against invasion. Okay. That's basically what he means by invoking the Alien Enemy Act. So deploying military because we've been invaded anyway. So that's what Donald Trump is saying. Designating cartels and other organizations as foreign terrorist organizations, and especially a designated global terrorist. Basically, if you're a member of a gang cartel, that will be terrorist for the purpose of immigration. Clarifying the military role in protecting the territorial integrity of the United States, protecting the meaning and the value of American citizenship. That's the birthright citizenship. So how many policies? 16. Let me with 16 policies, right? Mostly border protection. That's when mass deportation comes into play. So let me, yeah, 16 up to now. So let me stop here and take questions. Questions. Okay, and marry friends into F1 15 months ago, found love, give birth to employment, file for asylum. Well, if the person filed for asylum late, they have to give the reason as to why it's being filed late, right? So the reason is, if the simple question is, if you have a valid claim for asylum, you can file it. But if you file asylum after 1 year, you have to give the reason as to why you're filing it late. So, hi. Is prosecutorial discretion gone? Well, prosecutorial discretion, the way we know it, as far as priority enforcement are concerned, because the Biden administration gave some type of guidelines. Now what they're saying is that ICE is going to decide who's priority and who's not. And ICE is going to decide how they're going to exercise their prosecutorial discretion. Basically, ICE has power, okay, to decide whose priority under this new administration and who's not. So basically, that's what it is. Okay. Yeah, 16 policy up to now. Let me give you the link. I gave the link yesterday, so you can follow it. But if there's something to explain, um, you can. I'm always gonna come here if you have time for the live session. But this is the link where you can follow those as we move forward. Each policy they're gonna update. It's free, so you can just click on it to know what's going on. Because you really have to be aware with this. Yeah, because this is crazy. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. Loyal. You're welcome. Yeah, ICE is gonna decide who's priority, who's not, for the purpose of prosecutorial discretion. So if you're in good term with ICE, they might decide not to take your case as priority. To be honest with you, they really want to get rid of criminals, people with criminal records. They just want them to be gone. Then other people, they're gonna deal with them case by case basis. That's really what it is. But because they are publicizing this mass deportation, like in major cities like Miami, Florida, Chicago, Illinois, Denver, Colorado, Boston, Massachusetts, New York, those cities, Chicago, Washington, D.C., because those cities were considered sanctuary cities, and because they clearly stated that they are not going to collaborate with this administration in terms of, you know, in terms of facilitating deportation. That's why they're trying to punish them by sending ICE and doing raids in workplaces, so they can tell them that we are fighting our government. We're gonna detain who needed to be detained, whether you collaborate with us or not. That's why they're starting with those sanctuary cities. Yeah. So remember, they said they even gonna punish by prosecuting local authorities if they are not collaborating with ICE. Yeah. DC, yes, Washington, D.C., Miami, Chicago, Boston, New York, Denver, San Antonio, I believe. I have to check the list. Let me check the list. I think we have, yeah, those are the cities, right? Yeah, Miami, Chicago, Washington, D.C., Denver, Colorado, Boston, Massachusetts, San Antonio. I think in California, two cities. Yeah, yeah. Red, yeah, really, yeah. Those are the major cities. Raids in workplaces. Um, I remember one of my clients was saying that I believe under Biden or Obama, I'm not, can't remember the story quite frankly, but what he said that he used to work at some hotel in Washington D.C. and because they were doing raids in workplaces, um, and because I told him, like, because they're doing raids, sometimes when you go to work, they might catch you at work, and then he changed jobs, right? But then the day he changed jobs, um, they came and they asked for the manager about him, and they were waiting for him to get outside of the workplace. That's what they will do, because they can't just get into workplace, because sometimes the job is not going to give them authorization without a search warrant. So they waited for him outside, but because he changed job that day, he didn't show up, and he didn't they couldn't catch him because he didn't go to work that day. So sometimes it's just a matter of, that's why we say you have to be vigilant. You have the right to remain silent, right to have an attorney present, and stuff like that. Okay, how long it takes to take prima facie avowal after receiving a receipt? It just depends, case by case basis. Case by case basis. I've seen 6 months, 4 months, and I've seen people who never received it and got the avowal approved. So case by case, there's really not a timeline for it. Yeah, just case by case basis. And really, there's nobody to ask for it. Like, you're not gonna get a response anyway. So just wait. Yeah, just quite frankly, you just wait, and then you're gonna get it. What else? If you have questions, I'm just checking something. If you have a question, just put it there, um, so we can answer it. I mean, we're moving as the news broke. We are just updating you really, uh, as we move along, right? Any lawsuit, you'll be you'll be notified. Yeah. So yeah, any lawsuit, you'll be notified. Okay. Anything that gets challenged, you'll be notified. Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, it's really nobody's gonna tell you anything, even if you call them. So it's just that you just wait. Um, right now, vow is taking like forever. Um, yeah. Okay. So if we don't have any questions, I'm gonna stop here so I can resume. Double check what's going on. Follow me on TikTok so you don't miss out on any breaking news. We are going to break the news on TikTok once in a while, or maybe every day moving forward. Just, yeah, follow me. Um, okay. Yeah, thanks for showing up. We are going to continue this conversation. Just keep follow me on all platforms, okay? So that you don't miss out on anything. Because we need to be vigilant, aware, and informed, basically. Okay, until next time, bye-bye. Okay.